What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Josh back with another haircut tutorial, and today in this video, as you guys can see, we got a major transformation at hand. He hasn't had a haircut in a while and it's about to get a little physical too. So let's get right into this video. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. So we're gonna start by picking out little homie's hair. His hair is thick, and having a curly hair texture with thick hair, it just makes it harder for me to pick it out. So I'm going to go over it multiple times. This is not a pleasurable moment, but we have to get it done if we want to be able to cut through it. And you guys see the difference when we pick it out from when it wasn't picked out. All that hair was just laid down on top of each other, and it just shrinks up real bad when you don't get a haircut for a long time and you don't really do nothing to it. So that's why we have to go in and pick it out. So we're done picking it out. We're gonna jump right into knocking all this bulk off, starting with my number 2 guard, using my JRL clippers, and I'm just going with the grain. As you guys can see, he is flinching a lot, so that means some of the hair is still tangled a little bit, but you know, for the most part we got it picked out as much as we could. Now we're gonna go in and just knock it down. So in this cut, I'm really going to be knocking it down to a 1.5 all the way closed, but I'm starting with the number 2 guard just so I can make sure that he doesn't have any swirls in his head or any light spots or anything that I need to, you know, be aware of before I cut it down to the height that I want to cut it to. Hey y'all, little bro is not digging this at all, man. Just watch him, he keep running from the clippers, man. Sorry bro, but I've got to do it. I'm about to get you right though. You know, it's going to be well worth the process. Let's lock in. Okay y'all, so right here I have my 1.5 guard on with the lever all the way closed, but this time I'm using my Wahl Magic clips, and this is the height that we're going to be cutting him down to officially. Like I said before, I went in with the number 2 guard, but that was just to get a lot of bulk out the way so I can see the canvas, and now I know what I'm working with, so we're going straight in. You guys, we just getting started, and look how much of a difference we already have. Yo, if you guys are really feeling this video, make sure you guys go down and smash that like button. It'll help me and it helps my channel with the YouTube algorithm so I can keep growing and reaching new people. So now we have all the bulk off that we don't need. I'm going to be going in and setting in my bald line using my cordless wall detailers. We're going to be giving him a high fade, so we're not going to be dropping the guideline down any further than this. We're going to keep it really high, like right in the middle of the occipital bone, and just go all the way around the head. We're not giving him a C cup, so we're going to be taking that line straight across. I'm going to be using my Babyliss trimmers to clean off the rest of this hair because it's more powerful and it's going to help me move a little bit quicker, so that's why I'm using these. And also, while I'm clearing out all this extra hair, I make sure that I go and hit the bottom of that line, just pushing it up barely. Like I said in previous videos, I always hit the bottom of the guideline and I push it up like a centimeter, like barely, just to soften it up. So when I come back with that clipper with the lever halfway closed to take out that no guard open guideline, it's going to be smooth. For the next guideline, I'm coming in with my cordless magic clips with the lever all the way open with no guard on, going up about a ½ inch. And we're going to keep this guideline width the same all the way around the head and making sure that we keep it balanced so we can have a tight fade at the end of this cut. If you guys have watched the video up until this point, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. This cut is about to come out fire, so it's well worth it, man. We're about to get them crispy at the end, man. Just keep watching. Once I have my guideline set in good all the way around, that's when I come back with the lever halfway closed. And I just start right up under the guideline and I flick up in a C motion, creating that transition. And a lot of times I have to adjust the lever. Sometimes closing it halfway the whole way doesn't get the job. I think that's where a lot of people mess up. They think just because they have the clipper closed halfway that it's supposed to take the line out. Depending on the hair texture, you have to adjust that lever and just find that sweet spot for that hair texture that blends it perfectly. If you guys notice, every time I pull the clipper away from my client's head, that's me adjusting my lever, because when I'm doing this, I have to do a lot of detail work. Like I said, every time I have the clipper closed halfway, it doesn't get the line out. So that's a true example of what I mean when I say I adjust the lever as I go. Every side is different. You might have a side that's easy to blend, then you might have a side that's harder to blend, and you got to come up with a new system. So we got that line blended out. Going into our next guideline is going to be with my number 1 guard with the lever all the way closed. And I'm going to go up about another 1/2 inch, the same width that we did the other guideline when we did it with no guard. And like I said, whenever I'm setting in my guidelines, I want to keep the width of them the same way all the way around the head. So when I look at my client face front, every guideline is balanced as far as like how far down the side of the head that it stops at. If you guys get what I'm saying, hopefully I'm explaining it good. So this right here is some little detailing I do where I go with the grain with no guard all the way open. If you guys don't know, that's the same way as 1 guard closed against the grain. So, you know, it's the same difference, but except this catches those hairs that grow upwards, you know, those ones that were fighting against the guards. It just makes it all smoother. Catching y'all up, right here I have my 1/2 guard on. Right after I'm using my number 1 guard closed, I come in with that 1/2 guard to take the guideline out all the way. Now sometimes the 1/2 guard doesn't get it all the way and you have to come back and do a lot of detail work, but we're going to try to get as much done as we can. You guys see we got that blended. Right now we're going to hop right into our fading down technique, man. Y'all already know what's going on. I'm starting with my number 2 guard because we cut the top down to a 1.5 with the grain. So that 2 guard is going to fade perfectly right into that. So yeah, right here we're just going to be focusing on the top side of the head around the parietal ridge area because that's where the number 2 guard is going to sit, and we're going to fade down from there. Right after setting the tone with that number 2 guard, I drop down to that 1.5 guard, and I just start up under the guideline and flick straight up to it. Now the whole purpose of me fading down, if you guys see that dark weight line of hair, we're chasing that line, but when we're dropping down in guards, we're not going up as high, but at the same time it's going to just slowly disappear until it's faded all the way. The thing is that we're creating a transition, and every guard is its own transition, so that's why we fade down. As you guys see right here, we back with that number 1 guard, but this time with the lever all the way open. We're just connecting that 1 guard closed to that 1.5 area. And if you guys paid attention, it's really just steps, man. Everything I just did, I broke it down into steps and how I'm doing it. And that's really all it is. You just gotta make sure you understand what you're doing to really do it and be effective. Y'all see this fade coming together, that blend starting to show up a little bit, but we got to do some more detail work and really get this thing how I want it to look. So right here we are basically just going to backtrack everything we just did. I'm going to go through the whole fading down process all over again, making sure that each guard stays in their own like specific area, because like I said, every guard has their own like fade area that you want to stay in. So I have to make sure I remember that. That's something to keep in mind when you're doing this, because sometimes you can go into the wrong areas with the wrong guard and cut too much hair, and we don't want that. But you guys, this is why detail work is so important. It just brings your fade to life. To get the front of this hairline to lay down a little bit more like I wanted to for the lineup, I'm going to go over it with the #1 guard with the lever all the way open. And then I'm going to apply some holding spray and use the blow dryer to lock it in to get the hair to lay down and stay stiff like I needed to. And you guys already know one of the best parts of the video, one of my favorite parts of any video, is putting that crispy line on. Right here I'm using my gold Babyliss trimmers, and as y'all see, that lining is super crispy. And we're going to be keeping this cut all natural, no enhancements. But I'm going to sit back and let y'all see this work. Well, YouTube, this is the before. This is how we started, and this is how he walked in. You guys seen it wasn't easy, but we got my boy right. He looking fresh, he looking clean. It was very much needed, and if you watched it up until this point, I appreciate it. But without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know what you guys think about this haircut in the comments. Let me know if I did my guy right or not, man. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button too, and turn that notification bell on, and leave a thumbs up on this video. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram at JoshXBarber, like you guys see at the top of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.